Welcome to our healing service, friends, to our gathering for the Festival of the Christ or the Festival of Humanity. Let our united voices be strong and resound loud and clear in the halls of hierarchy. And may the sound of our hearts beating together as one reach the ears of the Christ.
Lord Christ, Master of all masters, and teachers of angels and of men, the great spiritual head of the hierarchy, the kingdom of souls, mediator between Shambhala and hierarchy, and between the hierarchy and humanity, the first of our humanity to attain divinity, the eldest in a great family of brothers. You were deemed so pure, so holy, and so enlightened that you were permitted to embody for us the great cosmic principle of love, thus revealing to us for the first time the nature of the heart of God. You are the world healer and savior. You bring the healing of the nations in your wings. You work today as you worked in Palestine 2,000 years ago through groups.
Heaven. So here we are.
Here we are, standing as a group, gathered in your name, as an international group within the third seed group of magnetic healers. We, who are in training for future world salvaging, offer ourselves as outposts of the consciousness of the hierarchy of masters, as channels for the downpouring desire of the spiritual forces of hierarchy and of your cosmic love, Christ, as a focal point of distribution upon earth of the energies of life emanating from the soul plane, and help to bring the physical world into a condition whereby the healing of the nations through the arising of the Sun of Righteousness can be a definite possibility.
Let us raise our consciousness into the head, as high in the head as we can. Now let's carry that consciousness upward through the astral body and the mind to the soul. Visualize a lotus fully open, scintillating with light as a symbol of your soul body. And now place yourself right in the center of your lotus. Realize that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are one. From that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Observe your personality below and visualize your etheric body and see energy flowing freely up and down the etheric spine. Consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine You may use indigo blue light or visualize golden liquid light descending from your soul to your base chakra. Then raise that light slowly via every chakra along your spine, nourishing and vitalizing them. Then to the ajna and the crown, up into the soul body. Let us focus on our egoic lotus, a pool of unlimited love, forgiveness, and compassion. Visualize it vitalized, expanding with unconditional love. And from that center, send a ray of golden light to your crown chakra, the center of self-consciousness. And know who you are, the soul. Fully understanding the meaning of the word, standing as a soul, say softly, soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love.
Soy la voluntad.
I am fixed design. And let us sound one Om from the head center, knowing yourself to be the soul who is breathing it forth. And now see in your mind's eye the members of our group in a circle. Link up with each other subjectively, as well as other healing groups you may be affiliated with. And feel a deep union with each other, recognizing consciously that all souls are one. So let's unite now subjectively with our fellow brothers and sisters and invoke each other's soul strength.
Mantra of the world saviors. I am messenger of Namaste.
Just wait for the music to finish.
Mantra of the world saviors. I am a messenger of light. I am a pilgrim on the way of love. I do not walk alone, but know myself as one with all great souls, and one with them in service. Their strength is mine. This strength I claim. My strength is theirs, and this I freely give. A soul. I walk on earth. I represent the one. Let's sound an Om as a group as we link with our healing companions. Om.
Energies of the three spiritual groups released at the 3 full moons. At the Aries full moon, the forces of restoration connected with the divine intelligent principle are deployed to make man think, plan, and take intelligent action, stimulate people to be forward-looking, and to hope with greater conviction and courage for a better world setup. At the Taurus full moon, the forces of enlightenment connected with the second divine principle of love and wisdom are unleashed to inaugurate an era of right thinking in the establishment of right human relations, intensify spiritual values, and strengthen the will to good in all lovers of humanity. At the Gemini full moon, the forces of reconstruction related to the first divine principle of will are released to bring about the rebuilding of the tangible world upon the new lines, inspiring nations with the theme of unity.
The forces of reconstruction will be set in motion by the Christ at the June full moon. The focus of their work will definitely be upon the physical plane. Their task is to participate and bring into manifestation that which the work of the forces of restoration and of enlightenment have made subjectively possible. The unique opportunity which confronts the Christ as his great hour draws near is that of unifying, synthesizing, and integrating all these forces into one great and potent downpouring of spiritual energy. These energies involve the activities of the spirit of resurrection, the inspiration of the Buddha, as he this year conveys the strength of the one in whom we live and move and have our being, and that which the Christ himself will set in motion in response to the invocative appeal of the new group of world servers, the men of goodwill and the massed intent of the inarticulate masses. It is essential that we try to grasp the unity of this hierarchical effort. Let's ponder on that during the Gemini period.
Lord of the world, the Ancient of Days, Sunat Kumara, You made the ultimate sacrifice to incarnate and enter into the form of this little planet. It is your choice, motivated by your fixed intention, to function as the savior of the planet and not to leave your post until the last weary pilgrim has found his way home. You are the prototype of all world saviors. We, the divine sensitives, are in training for future world salvaging. Like our great Master, the Christ, we intend to shoulder our share of the world's suffering, thereby forming one of the great groups of his companions, who are pledged to the fellowship of his sufferings and his patience, as he is pledged to you, Lord of Shambhala.
Visualize an important alignment forming between the avatar of synthesis, the embodiment of will and power, implementing both light and love. The energy of the spirit of peace, the embodiment of love, establishing right human relations, and the energy of the Lord Buddha, the embodiment of light. And now let's visualize another pronounced alignment of a triangle, also forming between the Lord of the world, link through the Manu, representing Shambhala, the Christ, the Prince of Peace, representing hierarchy, and the Master A, the Lord of Civilization, representing humanity, setting up a potent note and vibration, invoking the spirit of peace. We ask that the angel of the presence, the soul of humanity, as embodied in the hierarchy, and all those who are consciously endeavoring to function as souls, now stir the reservoirs of force and light upon etheric levels in Shambhala, so that a definite healing of the nations can take place.
Pedimos que el ángel de la presencia, el alma de la humanidad, tal como está encarnada en la jerarquía y en todos aquellos que se están esforzando conscientemente para funcionar como almas, agiten ahora los depósitos de fuerza y luz en los niveles etéricos de Shambhala, para que pueda tener lugar la definitiva curación de las naciones.
Christ, the embodiment of freedom and the messenger of liberation, you stimulate the group spirit and the group consciousness. Your spiritual energy is the attractive force binding men and women whose heart are full of goodwill throughout the world, irrespective of religion or nationality, together for the common good. We invoke your presence and livingness as we stand with mass intent and with hope and with expectancy. You said 2,000 years ago, I, if I be lifted up, will draw all men unto me, and that you'd be present if two or more gathered in your name. Today, we have gathered in your name. We ask respectfully and ardently that you draw our modest group closer to your heart by filling our hearts and by pouring your magnetic will, abundant love, and the livingness of your being into our group soul, so that the spirit in the hearts of all those we touch may be resurrected, the harmony between their soul and personality be restored, and their lunar nature transfigured.
Christ, Lord of love, gather the invocative appeal of the new group of world servers, men of goodwill and massed intent of humanity. Atin.
Christ, Seigneur de l'amour, rassemble l'appel invocatoire de ce nouveau groupe de serviteurs du monde, des hommes et des femmes de bonne volonté et de l'intention de masse de l'humanité.
Unify, synthesize, and integrate all these forces into one great and potent downpouring of spiritual energy.
Unifie, synthétise et intègre toutes ces forces en un grand et puissant déversement d'énergie spirituelle.
And transmit it in an act of spiritual intent to Shambhala.
Et transmets-la dans un acte d'intention spirituelle à Shambhala.
We ask that you work through us, Lord Maitreya, as we gather in your name as a group.
En nous rassemblant en ton nom, en tant que groupe, Seigneur Maitreya, te demandons de travailler en nous et à travers nous.
Visualize the flow of energy of the will to good being released from Sirius, the source of cosmic love, to Gemini, the gateway of love and wisdom into our solar system, to Mercury, Venus, and the Earth, the rulers of Gemini, then to the Christ, a Syrian initiate. Let us now link the 4 sets of triangles to focus, step down, vitalize, and direct the energy of love. And superimpose our triangles. Visualize your egoic lotus as a triangle made up of will petals, love petals, and intelligence petals. Superimpose the soul triangle on the chakric triangle, made up of the head chakra, the ajna, and the alta major, to form one blended triangle. And superimpose this blended triangle on the gland triangle, made up of the pineal gland, pituitary body, and carotid gland, to form one more time one blended triangle. Then superimpose this blended triangle on the ajna, right eye, left eye triangle, And let's gather the energy of love in our ajna. And now let's look up and see a large triangle made up of the Christ, Master DK, and the healing devas, superimposed on all our little triangles as the Christ and Master DK and the healing devas for their protection, their love, and their magnetism into all our little triangles.
The call has gone out for the angel hierarchy to approach humanity. With their heightened vibration and superior knowledge, they unite their forces with those of the Christ and his disciples for the helping of the human race. We thus invite the presence of all the violet and gold healing angels working under Christ and under the wise supervision of Master DK to join us in our efforts to bring soul energies down to the physical plane. Violet and gold angels, we request your cooperation in enhancing our energies and radiating the dual and united lines of love and magnetism to humanity. We seek to help.
Let's picture our group as a giant lotus, as a radiant center of energy or a vivid point of light, irradiated with the light of the Christ and hierarchy. And let us sound one Om as the group enhanced by the Christ light and love. And let us say the following Healers Group mantra. With purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group, and to our fellow men, we seek to heal. Our love and joy as a group and as individuals carry the healing vibration of the hierarchy.
Tình thương và niềm vui của chúng con như một nhóm và mỗi cá nhân mang theo rung động chữa lành từ thánh đoàn.
We offer ourselves as a group, as a channel, so that your energy and attention, Lord Maitreya, could penetrate more deeply on etheric levels and be distributed for the healing of the nations.
Chúng con hiến dâng mình như một nhóm, thành vận hà cho năng lượng và sự chú ý của người Đức Maitreya có thể tiến nhập sâu hơn vào các cấp độ dị thái và được ban giải cho việc chữa lành các quốc gia.
Now visualize the healers in a circle and place humanity within our circle. And in our mind's eye, see the healer's united aura surrounding and blending with the group aura of humanity. And from the Ajna center, now see moving lines of living light substance going out from you to the heart center of the group and humanity, linking you to your healing brothers on the one hand and humanity on the other. Then use thought, directed thought, for a brief moment, thinking of humanity you seek to heal, linking up with them and focusing your attention on them so that they become a reality in your consciousness and close to you. Recall briefly humanity's difficulties to your mind and then dismiss them. Tension between nations, war, aggression, separation and hate, autocratic regimes, the unleashing of cruelty, barbarism, and suppression of freedom. And now let's dismiss them.
when I am down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burden be, then I am still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. Shoulders, you raise me up to more than I can be. There is no life without its hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfect. But when you come and I am filled with wonder, sometimes I think I glimpse eternity. You raise me up. I can stand on mountains. Stormy sea, and I am strong when I am on your shoulder. Oh, you raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
The leader of the conflict against evil in high places is the Christ, the head of hierarchy. Maria, Maria. He knows himself to be the inner spiritual commander of the armies of the Lord. His is the responsibility of awakening the souls of men to their presented opportunity and to the need of bringing to an end this ancient conflict between the lords of evil and the messenger of light. Frida? Frida? Christ will bring the healing of the nations in his wings. And now let us invoke these great spiritual beings by visualizing the flow of unconditional love, or the love, the will to good, emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis, the spirit of peace, and the Lord Buddha, powering the Christ at the center. Superimpose the radiating triangle on another triangle consisting of the Christ, Master DK, and our soul group to form one blended triangle. Now superimpose these blended triangles on our group chakric triangle as we vitalize it. And this triangle is made up of the group crown chakra, the group ajna, and the group alta major, to form again one blended triangle. And now directing the dispelling radiance via our group ajna, right eye, left eye triangle. Place the blended triangle, impressing it over the three planetary centers triangle, London, Geneva, and New York. And from these three outlets, see the Syrian cosmic love flow to the rest of the world. Let us sound one Om, carrying the will to good as we direct it to the heart of humanity via these three planetary outlets. And as you do this, say aloud in a low voice, saying it slowly and deliberately, believing in the results. May the love of the one soul focused in this group, radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing humanity's sacral, soothing humanity's solar plexus, strengthening humanity's heart, dissipating humanity's throat, all that hinders service and good health. And now withdraw the healing energy from your hands back to the brain, to the ajna, and back to the soul. Let us thank the inner group of souls from the other side of the veil who have joined us subjectively for their participation. Let us thank the Christ and Master DK for their radiating presence. And let us thank the healing Devas for their contribution and their magnetism. Heike, at the June full moon of 1945, Christ announced his decision as final and irrevocable to reappear again on the physical plane.
Bei Vollmond im Juni 1945 verkündete Christus seine Entscheidung als endgültig und unwiderruflich, wieder auf der physischen Ebene zu erscheinen.
The decision of Christ to appear again among men, bringing his disciples with him, drew forth this permission from the Lord of the world, the Ancient of Days.
Die Entscheidung Christi, wieder unter den Menschen zu erscheinen und seine Jünger mit sich zu bringen, brachte diese Erlaubnis des Herrn der Welt, des Alten der Tage, hervor.
And the right to use certain great words of power or stanzas of direction is never lightly accorded.
Und das Recht, bestimmte große Worte der Macht oder Strophen der Richtung zu verwenden, wird niemals leichtfertig gewährt.
Yvonne? Yvonne?
I'm here. The great invocation used for the first time by Christ himself. He used it himself for the first time, we are told, at the time of the full moon of June, 1945, which is recognized as the full moon of the Christ.
Yvonne?
Hierarchy uses the great invocation. They, members of the hierarchy, also use this great invocation, that not a day goes by that the Christ himself does not sound it forth.
The festival in June, peculiarly the festival of the Christ, when he, as leader of the new group of world servers, employs the new invocation on behalf of all men of goodwill in all lands.
O festival em junho peculiarmente o Festival do Cristo, quando ele, como líder do novo grupo de servidores do mundo, emprega a nova invocação em nome de todos os homens de boa vontade em toda parte.
At the same time, he gathers up the incoherent and unexpressed demands of those masses who seek a new and better way of life.
Ao mesmo tempo, ele reúne as demandas incipientes e não expressas daquelas massas que buscam um novo e melhor modo de vida.
They want love in daily life, right human relations, and an understanding of the underlying plan.
Eles querem amor na vida diária, corretas relações humanas e uma compreensão do plano subjacente.
The Great Invocation is, in reality, a great method of integration. The Great Invocation relates, first, the will of the Father, or of Shambhala. Second, the love of hierarchy. Third, the service of humanity, into one great triangle of energies. Shambhala, the Christ, humanity. This triangle will have two major results: the sealing of the door where evil dwells, and the working out through the power of God let loose on earth through the invocation of the plan of love and light.
Ok, voilà ce que j'ai.
Picture our group surrounding Master DK and members of hierarchy, facing three windows, north, east, and west, as symbols of the three qualities of the soul: will, love, and intelligence.
Instructions from Master DK. For the 2 days prior to the full moon, on the day of the full moon itself, and for the succeeding 2 days. That's a total of 5 days. Endeavor at sunrise, at noon, at 5 p.m., and at sunset, plus the exact time of the full moon in your own land, to say the great invocation with intent to invoke, precipitate, and anchor in outer manifestation the waiting potencies. Do this aloud when possible and in group formation whenever feasible.
Say also the two previous invocations given in 1935 and 1940. At the time of the full moon of May and of June, it will be advisable to use both these invocations, and thus to fuse and blend into one united invocation the massed intent of humanity as a whole, and the enlightened purpose of the disciples and the hierarchy. This fusion of the two groups, humanity and the hierarchy, may then suffice to sound out such a potent call that life may be released on earth instead of death, and the love of God play its active part in the reconstruction of world affairs.
The first invocation given in 1935 intended to invoke the forces of light and love. Let the forces of light bring illumination to mankind. Let the spirit of peace be spread abroad. May men of goodwill everywhere meet in a spirit of cooperation. May forgiveness on the part of all men be the keynote at this time. Let power attend the efforts of the great ones. So let it be, and help us to do our part.
The second invocation of great power suited to the conditions of war, intended to invoke the forces of life. Let the lords of liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with massed intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth. The end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end.
The Great Invocation. Say the Great Invocation as a group, with intensity of feeling, in unison with our healing brothers on earth and hierarchy on the inner planes. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. Sound of blue Om. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. Sound of blue Om. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. Sound of Blue Om. From the center which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Sound of Blue Om. Raise your clasped hands above the head and say, "So let it be," and help us to do our part. At the last word, bring them down to the forehead and then to the heart.
May the blessing of the one whom we all serve rest upon you all and upon all disciples everywhere. And may you do your full share in helping men to pass from darkness into light and from death to immortality. Thank you, friends, for joining us today in celebrating the Festival of the Christ or the Festival of Humanity. Thank you to all our readers, interpreters, translators, and readers both in English and in the native languages of our group. And we thank Odile for her technical expertise in the background. So friends, may the sound of our hearts beating together as one reach the ears of hierarchy, the healing ashram, and the Christ. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nicole, and everyone. That was beautiful.
So beautiful. Thank you all.